The global healthcare industry is projected to reach $10 trillion by 2030. We have more biohacking gadgets, protein powders, and synthetic vitamins than at any point in human history. Yet, chronic fatigue is an epidemic. Inflammation is at an all-time high. And the average person's biological age is often 10 years older than the number on their birth certificate. But while the world chases the next $100 pill, there is a group of people the medical industry rarely talks about. Over the last 30 years, researchers have quietly studied a specific cohort. 1,000 individuals who reach the age of 90 without ever suffering from a major chronic illness. No heart disease, no diabetes, no cognitive decline. When asked for their secret, they didn't mention a single supplement brand. They didn't have gym memberships. In fact, most of them lived on less than $30 a week for groceries. They followed a forgotten protocol of 7 specific habits. Habits that keep the immune system in a state of constant readiness. Today, as a doctor, I'm going to break down these 7 habits. And pay close attention to habit number 4. It's the exact reason why modern health foods are actually making us sicker. Habit number 1. The 7 a.m. sunlight anchoring. In our study of these 1,000 unstoppables, 98% of them shared one ritual. They were outside within 20 minutes of waking up. Modern science now calls this circadian grounding. When natural blue light hits your retina first thing in the morning, it triggers a cortisol spike that cleanses the brain of adenosine, the chemical that makes you feel foggy. But here is the secret. They didn't look at a smartphone first. The blue light from a screen is junk light. It's concentrated and artificial. By stepping outside, even on a cloudy day, they were setting their internal clock for 16 hours later. This ensured that their melatonin production, the body's primary repair hormone, would be at its peak at midnight. They weren't lucky sleepers. They were biological engineers. Habit number 2. Respecting the bitter threshold. If you look at the modern diet, everything is engineered to be sweet or salty. We have effectively bred bitterness out of our food. However, the centenarians we studied thrived on bitter compounds. They ate dandelion greens, chicory, arugula, and drank their coffee or tea without a drop of honey or milk. Why does this matter for longevity? Bitter foods trigger the T2R receptors in your gut, which signals the gallbladder to release bile and the liver to detoxify. This prevents the sluggish liver syndrome that causes 70% of modern inflammation. By embracing the bitter, they kept their internal filtration system running at 100% efficiency for 9 decades. Habit number 3. The 19-degree secret. We live in a world of thermal luxury. We move from climate-controlled houses to climate-controlled cars. But our ancestors and our 1,000 healthy subjects lived in a state of mild thermal stress. Most of them kept their homes significantly cooler, especially at night. Research shows that sleeping in a room at roughly 19 degrees Celsius activates brown adipose tissue. Unlike regular white fat, brown fat is a metabolic furnace. It burns calories to create heat and, more importantly, it clears metabolic waste from the bloodstream. By simply being a little bit cold, these individuals kept their mitochondria, the power plants of their cells, young and aggressive. Habit number 4, the 80% rule. This is the one the supplement industry hates. We are told to eat 5 small meals a day or to load up on protein. The 1,000 people who never get sick did the opposite. They followed a principle known in the blue zones as hara hachi bu, eating until you are only 80% full. When you leave 20% of your stomach empty, you provide the mechanical space required for your stomach acid to churn food effectively. When you overeat, even healthy food, you create a backlog. This food ferments, causes leaky gut, and sends undigested proteins into your bloodstream. Your immune system then attacks these proteins, leading to chronic autoimmune inflammation. These seniors stayed healthy not because of what they added to their bodies, but because of what they chose not to put in. Habit number 5, kinetic longevity. None of the 1,000 subjects were marathon runners. In fact, most of them never exercised a day in their lives. Instead, they had kinetic lives. They walked to the post office, they gardened, they kneaded their own bread, they took the stairs. In the medical world, we call this NEAT, Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Frequent low-intensity movement keeps the lymphatic system moving. Unlike your blood, which has the heart to pump it, your lymph fluid only moves when your muscles contract. By moving every hour, they were constantly flushing the toilet of their cellular waste. A 30-minute gym session cannot undo 23 hours of sitting. Movement isn't a task, it's a state of being. Habit number 6, the social nervous system. This is perhaps the most shocking finding. Isolation is biologically toxic. A study from Harvard recently confirmed that loneliness is as damaging to your lifespan as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Our 1,000 unstoppables were deeply embedded in their communities. They had face-to-face interactions every single day. When you engage in deep, meaningful conversation, your body releases oxytocin. This hormone is a powerful vasodilator. It relaxes your arteries and lowers your blood pressure better than most medications. They didn't have 5,000 followers on social media. They had 5 friends they could call at 3 a.m. Their heart health wasn't just about diet. It was about connection. Habit number 7, the mineral anchor. Finally, let's talk about water. Most people drink dead water, highly filtered bottled water that has been stripped of its natural minerals. The people who never get sick often drank from local wells or added a pinch of unrefined sea salt to their water. They understood that hydration isn't about volume, it's about absorption. Without minerals like magnesium, potassium, and sodium, the water you drink never actually enters your cells. It just flushes through you, taking your existing minerals with it. They stayed hydrated at a cellular level, which kept their skin supple and their brains sharp. Like the 35-cent bowl of lentils we discussed in our last video, these minerals are the basic building blocks of life. They are cheap, they are simple, and they are irreplaceable. The 1,000 people we studied didn't have a secret. They had a standard. They refused to let the modern world dictate their biology. You don't need a $150,000 a year salary to live to 100. You don't need a cabinet full of synthetic powders. You need the sunlight, the cold, the bitter greens, and the community that our ancestors relied on for thousands of years. My challenge to you this week is simple. Pick one of these 7 habits. Just one. Start tomorrow morning by stepping outside for 10 minutes. Because at the end of the day, your health isn't something you buy. It's something you practice. If this video opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button and join our community. We are tired of the sick care system, and we are getting back to the truth. Share in the comments. Which habit are you starting tomorrow? I'm the doctor, and this is your blueprint for a life without limits. Thanks for watching.